guys, what's good? Welcome back to ASMR Polar. And I just thought today I would do a story time in more of a soft spoken but lower of my normal voice. I don't know, I just felt like doing this. I'm going to be telling you something that happened to me whilst I was at the Tesco. This is a crackhead not socially distancing, and this is very concerning in my part and just everyone else's, because this is not safe, I don't think. This is just a weird experience. But yeah, if you like my stories and you like them like this, please do not forget to let me know in the comments below. Also subscribe if you are new, turn all bell notifications on, and yeah, let's just get straight into this, because it's a pretty weird one. But yeah, I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so around 3 days ago, I ended up going to the Tesco with my mum because she had to take something back. So, we ended up waiting outside in the queue. The queue is pretty long, let alone it's around 7 o'clock. So, at this time in the UK, because currently it gets dark earlier, it's pitch black. Like, let me tell you, if you're from the UK, around 7 o'clock at these times, it's pretty dark outside. So, we end up going there. It's me, my mum, my brother. My mum parks up, we get in the queue, and as we get to the queue, there is like this guy who's sitting on the floor, and he's with this other girl. So he sits on the floor, and as we get like further down the line, like as the queue's progressing to go in, because we've all got our masks on, this dude and like this woman, they both stand up and they try and like go into the store, like full on, don't even wait, let alone they have no masks, nothing. The guy literally has like a tank top on with this, I'm not too sure, he looked like a cardigan, but the arms were cut off, and yeah, he had a tank top underneath, I could kind of tell. And then he had just regular, just trousers, nothing major. And then there was a woman with him who looked a lot older. This dude looked pretty young, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably say he's like in his 20s, 30s. So they tried to go in, and obviously there is a staff member at the door, because this is one of the big Tesco's, and then also a security guard who's up on the first level, because at the bottom level you have an outside and an indoor car park. At the first level you have the store, because this Tesco is one of them extra ones. If you don't live in the UK, it's basically a well-known shopping centre to get your groceries at. Not where you would go and get clothes and whatnot, even though you can, but it's not one of them shopping centres like a mall. It's just like a Walmart basically. So what I remember happening was they try and go in, and we're like 3 people away from going in there. There's 2 dudes in front, and there's a young mom with her son, I think it was, or it could have been like sister or whatnot, I don't know, just saying this for reference and just make it easier. So they try and go in, and the person who there, this young girl, I'd probably say she's like 25, not like super young, but you know what I mean, she like tries to stop them. She's like, oh no, you can't go, you gotta go in the queue, and also you need a mask. Our store, our policy now is for everyone to wear a mask, otherwise you cannot come in. And they're like, oh, what do you mean I can't come in? There's no virus, just let us in. And she's like, please sir, you need to calm down, like I can't be letting you in, it's store policy. I'm gonna have to call my manager and get security if you keep causing a nuisance out here. And they're like, oh whatever, burn your store, bunny. Like, nah, I'm not having that, let us in. The woman says, after the guy goes off in a little tiff, he walks around in a circle and goes over to the cash machine and sits on like one of these balustrades. They're like poles in the ground, and they're like waist height. He walks around in circles. It's like he was on something, let me just say that. I don't know what he was on, but he was out of it by just the way he was and by the way he walks. He could have been drunk, I don't know, but he was on something. So the woman stands there and literally just screams, and as she's screaming at like this one employee who's making sure everyone's in line when going in, spit is literally coming out of her mouth and going onto this woman, and the woman is like, can you please back up, like you have no mask on, this is not this is not appropriate. Like, you do know there is a virus. And the woman who was with the dude is probably like his girlfriend or something, or they just keep each other company. She's like, what do you mean? Like, oh, just let us in the store. Oh my god, like, stop. Like, there's nothing, just let us in. She's full on screaming, and she's like a nut job, bruh. She's like, bruh, like, if that was me and I was in the employee and someone was spitting on me like that, I would just bang lefty righted. I'm not even gonna let that, I'm joking, but I would not let that happen, you know. She could have had whatever, you know, she could have had the virus, she could have had something else. You just can't really trust people like that because they're very unpredictable. Let alone, you know, being that close to someone who's in a state of mind. She clearly wasn't in the best frame of mind. She was a bit out of it, which, you know, life throws its little gems at some people, and people take it differently. But yeah, so what ended up happening was the woman walks over to the guy, and they're both just deaf staring at everyone in the line, like they're looking at me. And as the guy's looking at me, I kind of look up at him, and my mum was like, what is going on, Isaac? And I look at the guy, and he's just looking down at me, and at this point he's smoking. So I look back at the guy, you know, and he's like, oi, bruv, what you looking at? And I'm like, oh, nothing, mate, you know, nothing. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I'm just there. And I'm just there, like, with my family. Like, I'm like, what? I find it really weird why people go to some people, what you looking at? Like, I don't know, but he's looking back, you know. But how could you know someone's looking at you if you're not looking at them? Like, he's looking at me first if he knew that I was looking at him. Or I don't know, bro. I don't get people like that. I'm just looking, like, eyes are there. Like, what do you want me to do? Just stand and look forward and not move my eyes? Like, what? Is that illegal now? So the guy tries to walk towards me, and my mum's like, Isaac, what is going on? And I'm like, Mum, just stand over there, it'll be cool. So this guy is a pretty small guy, and I'm like, what you want? Why are you coming over here? And let alone I've got my mask on at this point, and he doesn't have a mask on, let alone. And I'm like, can you please move back? And the girl in front of the two dudes in front, she kind of gets to go in there. She moves like closer to the wall because they're both coming over, the woman and the guy. So they get let in. A few seconds later, the two dudes in front get let in, and it's me, my mum, and my brother, literally faced with this guy and this woman. So I'm talking with this guy, and he's just like, nah, what you looking at? And he comes closer to me, and I'm like, please, can you move back? I'm not looking to cause any trouble, you know. You don't have a mask on, for one. He's like, why are all you people bloody masks? And I'm like, well, mate, there is a virus going on. Can you just step back? This is not very safe for me and everyone around. And he's like, bloody shut up. And I'm like, mate, like, you're gonna lose your voice. You seem like you've lost it already. You seem like you're going through a tough time. Can you just please leave us alone, and you'll just stop here? And he's like, what do you mean, boy? And I'm like, mate, just stop. So at this point, I don't know what happened, but I think the woman downstairs had like this walkie-talkie and radioed up to the security. So as this guy's shouting at me, a security guard comes down, and the guy looks at me and he's like, what have you called now, you bloody army? And I'm like, nah, man, I've been standing here, you've looked at me the whole time. And he's like, nah, you're doing something. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, mate, please. And the security guard, big dude, comes over. He's like, excuse me, pal, you gotta move back. So I'm just there with my mom, and yeah, we basically get let in, and we just hear this guy screaming, and the woman is like screaming at the security guard as well, and it's just not a good situation. And I feel sorry for the security because he had to deal with all like the stuff in his face. I did a bit, but it didn't go on me. I made sure of that, definitely. I moved back, and at one point I was about to boot him, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna give him a dusty boot, but I didn't do that because, you know, I felt a bit sorry for him, for one, because you know, you gotta feel sorry. And number two, I don't really want to start anything because, yeah, but you know, if it comes to him jeopardizing my safety, I'm gonna do all I can to stop that. But yeah, that was basically that situation of the guy not socially distancing. It was a bit wrong. He did later get escorted. When we got up the escalator, I have a little peek at the window because there's these big glass panel windows and you can see out into like the distance, and you can also see downstairs if you look over one of them. Sorry. So I end up looking at one of them, and I do actually end up seeing the guy getting escorted across the car park over toward the KFC. So I feel sorry for the people who were at the KFC and the Starbucks because, yeah, they are in for a treat if that guy's knocking on your door, let me tell you. Because, yeah, it was just weird. He was definitely on something. I did try and keep my cool with him, you know, just speak to him as, you know, mate, like, yeah. But that was the experience. That was my situation a few days ago. If you did end up enjoying, please do not forget to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe. Also, there might be 2 stories today. So yeah, that'll be a bit special as we have just hit 15k, and I really do appreciate that from you guys. But yeah, thank you for all the love and support recently. I highly appreciate it. Road to 20k now, and yeah, I love all you. Stay safe. This is Isaac signing out with his soft spoken. Peace.